Sherakalea Kabudish, Bogan Dushida, Koshi, Maragating Dushiti, anything to do the net, while Kale Kabode. The Neteta, O Marilla Dushi Senaya, Sozo Gay Mashi, Sozo Aneti, Ye Mashi, Sozo Gane Mashi, and the native Bormigan Tabzo Tintin, the Boga Lajin the Soya, Tamane, Nanso, don't Japan, the Mato, but what is Sozo to Jim Jinzing, then Nitty, Levia, the Kale Kabudish, attended a Pomas of the Titan, the Market, which is on the door. And then you got the data and the and answer then. Choose then the Pomas of the Judy to so Aneta Mahati, should love at the Gate Model, Sozo can Thomas on follow for the Disso, Gamma Dema said, that's all that loves at and then Pogo Jumbo to Sola Lamson, and which gave us a goddess says, and that Jacking with the Tampo Coran Sola, of January, Jagale, Monguchi, that did to suit down and it in the Monguchi Yoma, the Enea, that in Namjane, it's a Cosola. Mutumia was a Nanzo, Lazaya would jump, Labarda, Nanzo, Namjin, Gambadi, Chusodi, and it chicken Zego, the Nickel cut the choose on the table. Mambo Che, and then get a shape, book and Zego, and it that to see it, Tunga, Damada Mamodo, the Soda Jumbo to Soya, Sheraka, Kozokale Kabuyo money. Then Matota Terranzo from Japsi, they say, such course in. Cora Jobsi, there's a Gale Kawaii, the Yene, and also the Gale to Pachayo, then answer to changing the Doya. When that's Sajazo, no, the Tinino, Sanimatazo, the Chazan Road, or the day should eat down Kajitas, that Tindin, also Motabi by name, take Sesam to Zambi, and then I'm doing the also the Lama Gavishi, the Gachi. There's a Tindila say, and it is a goal and take some sort of take Gombatas of Indian. There's a Mona Jaji, that in a Galatari Ramadina, had a kitchen modation. Then I also the Poviji, the Gay Yapoji, Poviji Lion, and it in the children Yapoji, Tagar, Gilbert to buy Mayana, and also Marajik Tapoja, Marajik Jinzen to buy. And then it didn't Poviji, Gay Mashi, Poviji, Poker, Region Mashi by Mayana. Marajing, but Marajing and meeting him somewhere. Meeting and also American and Tapa, Cassie, which is today, Yamcha, somebody did them and the Hajan, Tonam. And then Namjin, there's a jumbo to the Tamanson DJ, Chuzo, the Gambadi Mongoya, there's a jumbo to so that gave out the Yam that this is going to Gale Kaboyondo, that gave out the jumbo to Zoo and down. And then the Anaji gets some sort of down. Teniti imagine, Koranso the Pobaki. Namjin, Jomdo, and it's a condo down, and Balelo, and it's top down, that in the corporate Tona, that not so they shoot in the way in the present current road, the song done by Bayana. That's how they done with Chuzoya, Mongoya, you didn't in its Sokan and Chamber. Then Lama gave it kind of Mongo Jondo. The Sokan also can gain come like a Machu Shemoka, Shiva, and also to name to them so by the door. Then I will put to get some there, but had a new. Also, Matunra, that road then consider you not some yoga. Tina Lama gave it in the kind of Mamuti yogi. And murder me, Jani, and I will tell you, Mountain is cheated bird to buy my not double the jump to so the whole dead to buy my nut, and also sentiment or there is the legend then and bear and touching Shionji, and then Maziba in the chamber. Lord, you should soon tell it in the event and take college of young Nanshawa. And this she was a porters on Mongolia yoga. That indeed, by the name, that now you can do my desert to cheaper region to so cheap the details. Sale Manami Mayna, then that is also Yamita by Mayna, that is what that Yamata by Mayna, that Lord, you should soon tell the college of so that to the Japan road to the Penny or to Baki Yanko, the Logan says, Yawaki, Marching Milpin Diane Road, the native child. About the time also need to do the Pojo got Duny Travel Cup Dawla, the native Ma, so look there, got to Sundo, the Mamanto in my Lama gave it the sort of choose Sunos in Yaso of that. Then choose all the soul and draw. Then it does it choose all the soul in Roma, top in my that time so open, because so can answer solar, and it is choosing the engine, choose most. I wonder. Get your number go, and then also with young Jagado, the young adult, that the little 된도가 뭐 사진 정리돼 또 마셔줘 내가 가봤다 네 자와도 소상도 총받아서 총자고 자도도 줬다는 타이에는 네 이제 근데가 추송경제 그것도 그냥 데니셔를 했다 들어왔던 데는 som도 어째 되는 안 소야지 이제 남게 이거 때문에 야 망초기야 이제 추는 한세 근데 내저 내가 라마 게비니도 소게 제 망초도 더고야 보자 한서 아니 이제 계절 님보 장바 베시에는 되게 라스마 많이 봐거든요 아니 이제 망초 라산에 받는지 아니 이제 계절 시반나지 상황이 라렌다운 아니 이제 대세에 되게 좀 샤시 대 슈트송 대대다 가장기 나서 주대 참 대마시온도 다른 가장 추추선 좋아 아니 추람도 이보다 쉬바래 네 다른 람트바 메바다 트바 이기를 차와기 어떤 데미보다 샤이스 이종만데니 조셔
So now I'm going to go on with the instruction for the day, and we were discussing yesterday the 4 teachings of Gampopa, turning the mind towards the Dharma, taking the Dharma on the path, taking the path to the dispelling of delusion, and reaching the conclusion of where delusions arise as wisdom. So yesterday we talked about the first 2 of these, turning the mind towards Dharma and taking the Dharma along the path. Now I'm going to talk about the latter 2 today.
kapsa cho jingdila jan tinwe ma shu yele tene du chu tambosom ki jibusom lamda ramba de jan tinwe ne sombare tene du lo chu de ro kapsa ta kazana so jibu chumma lam temba ta jibu chumma lam mambo je yele te yena ta nan so de ne ka ne je lali thoba da shi go ya de la ane ta ta de magete home chran sinata magete pon gewate to yasin jiu chumma kazan anso deshe bai mo
So it's appropriate to give a summary as a bit of a basis to what we're talking about today. So yesterday we mentioned how the 4 steps of the 4 teachings of Gampopa relate to different levels of beings. So the first teaching, turning the mind towards Dharma, is taught for beings of lesser capacity. What we need, now there is a lot of teaching in this level. What we need to take away from it, what we need to learn from this level of turning the mind towards Dharma, is to work with karma, to free ourselves from the impulse to unvirtuous action, the 10 unvirtuous actions, and practice the 10 virtuous actions, and so act in accordance with the laws of karma. That's what we really need to take away from that teaching. And the taking Dharma on the path is taught for the beings of ordinary capacity, and what we need to take away from this teaching is that this means the understanding of the Four Noble Truths. And the Four Noble Truths are a kind of total englobement of all of the teachings of Dharma. The understanding of the Four Noble Truths is the heart of the taking Dharma on the path.
lam teni be sum yori tati lam troba sebala ne te lam singelo ta ne te lam membale ne tin troba le sabar sebala ne te te bachimbo jiv chimbo lam ne teni be sum bale de lam troba servas yorwa del jiv chimbo lam teni is tati lam kare troba sera yorina lam singelo lam member what did trust service that the jiv chimbo lam de ba
taking
the bachimbo the sum yodis so bachimbo
the taking the dharma, the path to the dispelling of delusions means is taught for the sake of beings of superior capacity, and this is the path of the Mahayana, and it is concerned with freeing oneself from paths of wrong directions and falseness, and freeing oneself from inferior paths.
Dana that what chemuki then land zao de that the sanjuk sen the song yoga banis.
So the heart of the teaching of the Mahayana, which is of this path, is the development of the true aspiration to enlightenment.
Dana that manzuji namji sanjuk sen sinani je ta pem se ba ke chama shi de ba chi ta so so mala de ba ota de chagi de ime de ya momboji ki sanjuk sen ta ani manzu namji je ta de sama sama de ni nortin de momboji de wa sama sama de ba ina ota de sanjuk samba de shi satya sama sama de ta ani je sanjuk sen 그 차시에 되는 이제 다 산적 차 상황에 이제 차통도 이제 이면에다 나는 저기 냐전에서 두 번째 뭐가 냐니 做 이제 산적 선세인데 다 당고 산적 선세야 되는 나는 저기 야보지 싫은.
So the true aspiration to enlightenment is of great importance. This is what we are constantly praying for in all of our prayers and aspirations. However, it is important to understand what is meant in the Mahayana by bodhicittas, the true aspiration to enlightenment, and that is, so it is often thought that when a person has a positive attitude, positive virtuous attitude, then that is a true aspiration. Well, a positive attitude is an ingredient in the true aspiration to enlightenment, but it isn't the whole of the story. It isn't true aspiration by itself.
Today, that's a new sense in the Jesus among some people in the Geno say, and that's also Sanjo say that day, but it's simply to come to the Gogo years in Yendum the Sanjay Japon, Toban the Waki, and the Tindical there, and Sanjo sent in some year. Then they take that Yendum the Yangalo, and it's a Tarbat the Yangalo. They need to dominate Matela, and the Tata sent in some years.
The true aspiration to enlightenment involves a focus on others, benefiting others, and the whole purpose, the point of our aspiration to enlightenment is so that we might bring benefit, solace, and realization to other beings. Thus, only when you bring together your aspiration and the sense of benefiting other beings do you have a true aspiration to enlightenment.
Then we did that. Majorna Matadam Sinji, what you teach it is Rani Sanjay Japon, Tobar the Bagalo. This Sanjay Common Tone, Nijita, Tayaba Sinji, the Tom Robert Sevaki, what a Dindiki, Nijanazuki, Tamja Sinatra, Dindiki, which is Sanjiba, what a Sinji is in the television. So,
first, we recognize that all beings in our mothers and our countless previous lives, then we recognize that it's only through the attainment of enlightenment that we can do something meaningful about the state of all beings. And so we aspire to help all of these beings who have been our mothers in our previous lives through by means of attaining enlightenment and thus benefiting other beings.
Then the simple did part young to simply can see say and the year say a bit say a moboji that the Samashin Adeshima that was simply said to do this so which is Yamsling Gomate and Nibadi Shibu in which
there is actually, in an expanded sense, a great deal one can learn about true aspiration to enlightenment. According to what we need to know and to practice, that is a basic idea.
But that dilemma so the visit is simply the same go is the shade. That they are Sanjuk Sentis in the country with Sango is in the Monlam dog, you may be now. That is simply Katonda, and it's over Sunday towards even those. But teach the Nanzo Chin, teach the Nanzo, the Monanja and the Bandaya. They are controlling the Cheba Massing in the Jimbalasua. There's a digit that some time they send you the sense it did.
So, as we always say, you should approach the practice with a sense of a true aspiration to enlightenment. We always say this. It's in the words. What do we mean? It means that here we are at this Kagyu Monlam. Why are we here? We are here because all beings are in suffering, and we are seeking, in order to benefit all sentient beings, we need to strive to attain enlightenment. In order to do that and to benefit beings, so we are carrying out these activities and these prayers today as a step in the process to aiding other beings through the development of enlightenment.
This Sanjuk Sen Nanzoji, a man, Gomba Negala, then Joy, Yazet, Maju, Jundrim, then go and Sanjuk Sen Yanzalana. Then just to Mishola continued the man, some Shawaki, Dajin Jeva, Dajin Yamaki, Dali, Jeva, Sanjuk Sen Goma Kita, which is on your way.
So there are many teachings on how to further develop true aspirations to enlightenment, such as has been taught by Ati Shah and his disciples, by seeing all beings as being equal to oneself instead of seeing oneself as the chief, and then by changing the position of oneself and others, so one cherishes others instead of cherishing oneself, and so on. There are a good number of exercises we can do to further develop our sense of the true aspiration. So then I'm going to talk a little bit about this, about how we meditate on love and compassion and change the position of self and other.
Tarvada Sanjay Komantana, and it is never semi data and digit dinner, and in Nesimi data, they were the name of the Pintavi, some, but the thing below the young son of Tande Vayina, and it is Samba sitting.
Love means wanting other people to be happy, wanting other people to be free of suffering, in a temporary way and in a final sense. And so love means thinking about other people and wishing them happiness, and aspiring to and acting for their happiness, feeling good about their happiness. Love means thinking about other people. It means focusing on other people and thinking how they can be happy and wishing them, wanting them to be happy. Compassion is also about other people, other beings, and it means focusing on their suffering and recognizing the suffering that all beings, the different sufferings that all beings have, and feeling that this is unacceptable, this is wrong, and this should change, and we must make it our task to change this and bring bring these people to some freedom from suffering. This is what compassion is about. And when we have the feeling of love for sentient beings, when we act in body and speech and social relations, we to benefit other beings with a focus on bringing them in happiness, then we are acting out of love. This is a loving action. And when we are recognizing the suffering in other beings and have an aspiration to free them from the suffering, we see their suffering is unacceptable, and then we act physically and socially to try to change their suffering. Then we have, this is acting out of compassion, this is compassionate action. So this is something we need to reflect on continuously. It needs to be the way we think about life and about other people. It becomes our way of relating to everyone. We recognize people's happiness, potential to happiness, we recognize their suffering, then we act in our lives in relationship to that, feeling good about their happiness, trying to do something about the suffering, and thus we are developing in love and compassion. So in order to further develop this sentiment, there are meditations, so changing the position of self and other, putting oneself in the position of others who are, for instance, suffering, and there are meditations of the exchange of happiness and suffering, feeling that one is taking on the suffering of others, radiating out one's own happiness and contentment to other beings. These are exercises we do in order to further develop our true aspiration in love and compassion. So, in order to meditate on the true aspiration and further develop it, there is, for instance, this particular practice. So, first, we should sit down, cross-legged, and comfortably, and then, if one recite perhaps a refuge or some introductory prayer that one might recite, then one should reflect that now one is going to practice to develop the true aspiration to enlightenment. One's intent, and one is going to do this for the sake of all beings. Then, as one sits, one feels one's exhalation. With one's exhalation, one feels white light radiated out from one's mouth and nose out to all sentient beings, radiating out all of one's happiness and benefit to all beings. And then with one's exhalation, then as one inhales, one feels a dark light, dark energy lifted off all beings, which is the negativity, the pain and suffering and bad karma of all beings, which we absorb and dissolve within us. And so we feel we are making a trade. We are exchanging our own benefit and happiness for the pain of other beings. And we sit there for some time, following one's breath, feeling with the white light spreading out to all beings with the exhalation, feeling that all beings should feel happy and be free of their suffering as one feels the white light spread to all beings, and feel the black energy is lifted off all beings, feeling that all beings should be free from their suffering, and we are absorbing that suffering with the inhalation. And this we should do for some time. And at the end of the practice, one should sit simply in a sense of emptiness. Then, having done so, we conclude by dedicating the merit, that is, remembering that whatever benefit might come from this practice might not accrue to us for simple merit, but it might accrue to all beings, that all beings might attain realization.
Oh yeah. Then Truba is a Java but they were cups of them, and you said that you moved around the mountain to think with song. Then that Jadon Saja Monlam Gomba cups on it, Toma, Shine, then it Landoki, then it's such in the Shella, Song the Draw, or the new song, that they're not Shine, the Papa don't divide it in the Sonic Marshallings.
The fourth of the slogans of Gampopa is that we should reach the level of seeing, of understanding delusion arising as wisdom. And this is, to summarize, the practice of tranquility and insight. And so this is a large topic, but I'm going to give a small meditation as a symbolic communication of the fourth slogan.
Searching Gombarsevala and Toma, that is Mudodan, and it is that Jedola Super number of Momboji when the dog away. The Niji made the Terena Kitty, and she never contact Duji, she that is so, and then also with the Yomakin Mojapom. Dinner the Bobatsoi. Sajata gum the Be, because of Gongo, Tati, Dibatiso, or Pache, she, Tanazo Boba, Kadi, and Netes and the Chaman Yamapeno. And the Hobian Roge, the name of the lonely Husson de la Nan, even the young couple Martin with young Yuri. Tamaja Pomoka should have take just a Pache Lovio Martin, Nimago, sort of mounting alone door. Young Gomja did it. Papa Chuba Yagata, say, tell the Dovanian now. Much a jail, Gom Yang, Dobanyan, Yena, that Boba just all truth is that Gom just had Aman looks on the Bado in the year. That is much of the best Chaman Yamado. Then the Analogy, Majapom, so Gom did the Jaton, Yabudu, Gom Jaya, the Lama, Lakamaro, Kazan Matsu, Shivan Najide, Lava Sub Sayate, and Sanjoni, the Martin, Yami, Sama Tin Shabayimade. The notion said that Tamal Hobianama, and it did a song away. Then you take Gomja, Hobian said, and it is Majapomo, the Cheber, Travata, Maja, the Cheberio, and Loche on the Cheberio Mare, and it is the Pomo, the Cheberio Mare, Juru Cheberio Mare, and it's Sanjoni and Danyam and Mason Cheber. Then Gomja had a kitchen with Mare.
Now, the practice of the fourth slogan, reaching the stage of understanding delusions as wisdom, involves the practice of Mahamudra. Now this is a very deep and vast subject, so it's not a subject that can be dealt with in a single lecture, so I'm just going to give a symbolic teaching on tranquility in order to communicate a little bit about this slogan. And in doing so, I'm going to a little bit focus. I'm rather focused on the Tibetan community because all the Westerners may have some idea about meditation, but in our Tibetan society, we have a very imbalanced society. On the one hand, we have people who are dedicated Dharma practitioners, such as our monks and nuns. These people develop a great understanding of, and detailed understanding of Dharma, and they are implementing it regularly in their practices, their prayers, their meditations. On the other hand, we have a society that rather assigns the understanding of these things to the spiritual community and does not comprehend them very much or understand the practices. But this is not really the way Dharma was intended. Dharma was intended to be for all people, and it was intended to be for monastics, it was intended to be for lay people, it was intended to be for men, it was intended for women, it was intended for all sorts of people, because all people no matter what their status in life, need spiritual development. And so the practices and meditations were intended to be general for all people. They were not intended just for a certain spiritual community. So it is important for us also to understand how we can develop in these practices for all of us, not just those of us in the monastic community, but for the lay people and for everyone. It's going to indicate meditation, watching your breath. And so you sit. This is a meditation of tranquility, and so you sit cross-legged, and there's actually a particular position one is meant to be sitting in, and one wishes to approach one of the Sangha, they will more explain it to you in detail, but one sits cross-legged with one's back straight, and one's hands with one palm, with the back of one's hands in one's palm, and one's thumbs touching, and sitting, resting in one's lap. And one should sit straight, but one should feel relaxed. Meditation posture should be a relaxed posture. And then one feels one's breath. And one watches one's breath. And one watches the breath go out and then come in. Breath, and this meditation is the basis of the mind. So the mind stays with the breath. Breath, mind flows with the breath and flows out and flows in. As you breathe, you're careful not to try to breathe too short, nor to try to breathe too long, but rather allow the breath to flow naturally. You're flowing with the breath, you're not trying to change the breath. And as you breathe, you should count. Meditation is about paying attention. It's about creating attention. So the fact of counting enables you to pay attention. So you watch the breath and count the number of breaths that come and go, and you can determine your practice level by the number of breaths you watch coming and going. And then, as you conclude, just sit for a few moments, and then you dedicate your merit to the sake of all beings.
Yang 참선도 나중에 다 돈밖에 산재가 거라고 이거는 되나 잡데 산재가 그 가시 매바이 매나 이 직진에서 어쨌든 좀 뭐는 뭐지도 좁아야 말해 근데 이제 되나 잡 근데 되라야 그 남남 주변에다 소속을 같이 대통나다 저도 세 담모 세 된데 근데 롱도 나와 나와 저야 개체만 말해 근데 이 산재 그거가 뭐 때나 근데 양산때 때나 같이 네 탑때나야 때라네 근데 내 말 맞도록 양 야경 고속나 고속 맞아버세 근데 야경 고속 야경 고속 어떻게 되는 거 검대 봐야 나서 검다고 제 중단에서 진짜 그것도 근데 남자 나도 제 선바지고 매가 감로 당 선지다 자 세상 아자라서 같이 쿵쿵로다 뭐도 텐데 갑라야 지 남선들이 이제 산재고 건로다 땅에 안 농로 뭐 받아서 지금 또 봐야 있는 태가 나서 지금 마선들로 유행 당 이제 되게 편도도 참 쉬워요 되게 되는 다들 많이 보이는 지금 남주들이 생각하고 가는 것도 그래 되게 먼저 주소기 왕기 되게
So, otherwise, another method you can use is to put a picture of the Buddha in front of you and sit cross-legged in the 7 postures of Bharacana as before and allow your mind to rest on the picture of the Buddha. Now, I said the Buddha, but you can use a picture of the Buddha or Tara or Padmasambhava or any particular Dharma form which you happen to like, and you allow your mind to rest on the Buddha in front of you. And you allow your breath to flow naturally. You don't follow your breath, your mind rests with the image in front of you. You will certainly have become distracted by this or that at some point, and so then as soon as you recognize your distraction, you should bring your mind back to the Buddha in front of you. Don't try to force or yank your mind back. Just bring it back gently and let it rest there again. And this also will bring a sense of tranquility to mind. And then you should do an exercise like this regularly, and if you do, then afterwards, when you are experiencing difficulties, confusion, conflicting emotions, strife in your life, this becomes a resource you can turn to. You can sit, watch your breath, or sit and look at the image, and the mind will come to, this will resolve some of your confusion. The mind will come to some sense of calm again. Thus, meditation will not only develop you spiritually, it will be useful in your life.
So, Jana Jubasani doesn't use a mother of the Dalagonzo, and the Jumana Dalagonzo. Tsulnam Jete, Toman 6, Toman, Meva the Toman, the Jimana Zoma, the Zoma, Goma, the Zoma, Gavazava, the Dizava, the Yaram, Gavazava, the Tibet. They get a lot of control of Java, and the universe of the Parliament, the Chidon, the Tomo, and the Tomata, and the Tomata, Gavazava, the Jimata, and Sendu, Namju, so only joking, came with the whole on the part of man. Men and Rover said, and I have a city, Tamja, on the Nova Tamja, but Sanjay Sabar. The mother of the Seram, Jada, Mulutabar. Mulutom, what you were giving in Japan. They don't want to visit them and they do the Satan and the party of the medium when you want to side them, Joe, Muluto, they want to end up. So you was on the other we are children, they wonder Nama Gonzo, the Mana children, the Nama Gonzo. Oh, children, they wonder not to do so. Give it all you want to want to tell us what the woman is going to give it Jibada Dida Zawada Jibada Dizayama Zawada Shona Jibada Dakia Neda Revan, Chilin Deba, Shisa, Donda Namji, Donda Conyola Jibaba, the General Nicola Kashi, or the Simata, the Chidon of Tomo, and the Mula Tomada, the Yamana, Tomodawas who gave out the Chilin Deba, Cardi, Lady One, the water from the Kanaki, gives out the Sijin, the Shoshin, Sijin and Ghana. No one looked on the Tajan talk about Militone Jaco Josum the Jatiba, Josum the Dalton Jaco Josama de Bataban, Josama de Baton de Jason, the cities and the Lavigan, the Namata meeting was under the world.
Conjo sono ciao dea benzai awan bodana soi ha dea ta tang cha da so de ta nan sha de me sa me da ne ma wa do soi wa conjo sono ciao de jen sha da jong yang ba The third session will be on 1:30. Thank you.
Testing.